How you doing, Mr. DJ? Back with another soul classic. Boy, they were coming out with them right and left in the 60s and the early 70s and the 70s. And let's go to Billboard's Hot 100, June 20th, 1970. At number 45, Chairman of the Board with You Got Me Dangling on a String, which was covered by, I believe it was covered by Loose Ends in the 80s. Down from 38. I'll mention Chairman of the Board later on in the video. The song I want to talk to you about is at number 43 on Billboard's Hot 100, June 20th, 1970. I Can't Leave Your Love Alone by Clarence Carter. Up 14 from 57. Sure looked promising. That was a big jump, but it stalled out. And I'll get into that in just a minute. Lost 45 by Clarence Carter. Clarence Carter. The song was recorded at the famed studio, Rick Hall's famed studio, up north, just north of Tuscaloosa, Muscle Shoals, Alabama. And actually, Clarence Carter's first hit record wasn't big, just barely made top 40 on R&B. It was called Tell Daddy. He recorded at Muscle Shoals in the fall of '66. It charted in '67, made it up to number 35 on R&B, and there was a response song to it. It inspired a response record called Tell Mama. Etta James' biggest, well, Etta James, it was one of her biggest pop hits. Tell Mama. It was a comeback hit for her. She was on the Chess record label, but Leonard Chess had her record the song at Muscle Shoals, Rick Hall's famed studio at Muscle Shoals. The songwriting credited to Clarence Carter on Tell Mama, but some of his other hit records in the late 60s, I know you remember Snatching It Back in 1969 and Slip Away in 1968. Actually, this record, I Can't Leave Your Love Alone, the rhythm section of this song kind of reassembles Slip Away a little bit. But Slip Away did not do very well for Clarence Carter. Only got as high as number 42. But it was on Billboard's Hot 100 for 14 weeks, over 2 months. Song was written by Clarence Carter and General Jackson. And not General Jackson. I'm getting it confused with another songwriter. His name was George Jackson. George Jackson, who wrote One Bad Apple by the Osmonds. Actually, he wrote that song for the Jackson 5, but the Osmonds got a hold of it. It became their first number one hit, their first big hit, period, by the Osmonds, One Bad Apple. And credited with writing old-time rock and roll. He co-wrote that song, although the story has it that Bob Seger rewrote most of the lyrics to that song, and one of Bob Seger's signature songs, which came out in '79. But let's go back to 1970. His biggest hit, Patches, just over the horizon for Clarence Carter. Even though this song peaked at 42, his biggest hit was on its way. Patches, late summer, fall of 1970, written by General Johnson, of Chairman of the Board. That song. And as a matter of fact, Chairman of the Board did the original version of Patches. But it was Clarence Carter who had the huge hit with it here in the States. But not doing too shabby with this song, I Can't Leave Your Love Alone, on Billboard's Hot 100, June 20th, 1970. Clarence Carter.